Welcome back, everyone. Michael here with Offshore Citizen. Today we're going to do story time, a little bit about me and why I had to become an entrepreneur. Okay, I think this is probably useful for a certain part of the audience. For some of you, maybe it's just interesting to hear a story or whatever. But for me, as we go through life, we have to figure out what it is that we want to do with ourselves. Okay, and my basic philosophy is built around this premise that we're here, right? We're here, we only have one shot at this, we have a limited period of time, you might as well shoot for the stars. I don't see the point in playing mediocre. I don't see the point in saying, hey, listen, well, I could go higher, but if I do, I'm risking it and I could miss out. It's like, well, what are you here for? What are you here for if not to give it your all? Okay, that's my basic mindset. And for me, I was exposed to business at quite an early age. My grandfather had a machine shop. He was kind of an entrepreneur. My dad had a video surveillance, alarm system, a bunch of other, satellite phone system, etc. company, very small business. But he was an entrepreneur as well. And I was exposed to that world fairly early on. And I always was fascinated by the elite people in the world, right? Whether it was the top athletes, I would, read through the Guinness Book of World Records. I would check out who it is that is in the Olympics. I would like to watch this. I would want to be somebody who was great. And I would see these people who were very successful in business, right? Growing up, these were people like Bill Gates, right? I'd look up who's the richest man in the world, and I'd hear about Howard Hughes and all different kinds of people. And from this desire to shoot for the stars, I came to this conclusion that, I wanted to live an extraordinary life. And I think if you really want to play all out in all areas of life, it's hard to do that without being an entrepreneur. It almost inevitably leads to entrepreneurship, okay? I'm not saying that everybody should be an entrepreneur. I don't think that everybody should be an entrepreneur, although I do think that most people should have a period where they try being an entrepreneur, because I think there's some things you learn by being fully accountable for yourself that are very, very difficult to learn in other ways, okay? But for me, I got to start my first business when I was in high school. It was, a minor little thing. And then after that, I ended up having a bunch of years where I was not in business. And what got me back, what made it so that from that point on, I had to do it, I had no choice, was I went on this trip with my family. And we went to Europe for about 2 months. First of all, around Germany for 3 weeks with my family. Then most of my family left. My one brother and I stayed. We visited Czech Republic. We visited Austria. Then my other brother left. That brother left. And then I went around. I went to Luxembourg. I went to Switzerland. I went to some other parts of Austria. I went to Belgium, and I went to UK. And so 2-month trip, which I loved. It was like, man, this is great. It wasn't my first time in Europe. I'd been to Europe multiple times before, but it had been a while since I'd really had a great vacation, etc. And this was an experience where I was just like, man, I want to do a lot more of this. And I remember when I flew back, I wrote down this list of trips. There was 30 different trips that I wanted to take. These were not just 30 places that I wanted to go. It was 30 experiences that I wanted to have. And so I was like, okay, great, let me go on one of these trips. Well, I went on it, and instead of the list going down by 1, it grew by 5. And I just did the math. I said, look, some of these trips are, the longest ones are 6 months. They're a few months, some of them. Even the ones that are short, they're, maybe a week or two, and they are really expensive. It's impossible for me to have enough time off and make enough money to be able to afford to kind of soak up everything that I want in the world just through the travel, not looking at any other of my goals in life, working a job for somebody else. I couldn't be working politics, I couldn't work in an NGO, I couldn't work in a business and do that. So what does that leave? Well, I had to become an entrepreneur again, right? There'd been a bunch of reasons that I had gotten away from it. I had kind of wanted to have maybe an easier life, but it was like, look, I don't have any option. This is the way it is. And so I don't know what it's like for you. I'm somebody who travels a lot. I think I've mentioned before, in the last 2 years, I've visited 33 countries. We've been to 54 countries in total. I'm hoping to go to another 11 this year. I like to see the world. I like to check out different cultures. I like to meet different people. one of the things that's super cool is having relationships all over the world and being able to connect and combine those relationships and do all kinds of fancy stuff together. So you may be in the same situation, and if you are, I'm just going to encourage you and say, yeah, absolutely, like, let's go do it, because it's awesome, and let's not be the people who live anything less than our full potential. So anyway, that's just a quick little anecdote for me, quick little story, nothing really to do with international structuring today, but hopefully, you can relate. And so if you like the video, click the like button, subscribe, check out some of our other videos. I try to share lots of valuable content on this channel, trying to put out as many videos as possible these days. And so, yeah, look forward to hearing from you. If you have any questions, reach out to us. You can visit our websites, offshore-citizen.net, offshorecapitalist.com. You can book a call with me on clarity.fm/Michael Rosmer if you like. And I'm going to see you guys on the next video.